Oh, I'm just looking at my future diary. This lets me see what all my friends are doing before they do it.
That says Facebook.
Well, in 2022, that's the future diary of today. All right? So this is what we got.
But doesn't that usually mean that they already did it? I mean, they're not posting what they're doing in the future unless it actually says, I'm going to go somewhere. But then it's not actually set in stone like a future diary.
You just can't let me pretend, can you? It's all going to be real with you, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, it's kind of, we're in reality
Oh.
right now.
Oh.
All right, Greg, what are we doing today? What are we talking about?
Well, today we're talking about future diary. So it's not the thing on paper, because whenever I think diary, I think of like a journal, because that's the
Like the one that like teenage girls have with like the little lock that they have the key
well, that's a
that they always
diary.
lose the key.
Yeah, a guy's a journal, but yeah, no, this is future diary. This is where they have their phone be their diary, which is always I thought that was kind of
But
weird.
is it always their phone, really? I mean there's
it's
some that aren't their
yeah,
phone.
but generally it is because in 2008 that was the go-to for logging of events was your
Yeah, they're
phone.
flip phones. It's
Yes.
not even a smartphone. It was flip phones.
Those are pretty cool though. I kind of missed that, but yeah, no. This episode's about the anime Future Diary, where they look at their phones, which now is just today, right? Everyone's just looking at their phones. But anyways, and their phones will tell them like the future about either like their lover or like other people with diaries or like a bunch of other things depending on their special ability there. But the idea is that all these people come together and they use their diaries to get the edge over the other person to literally kill them to become god of this new world.
Yes, there's 12 of them, and God has brought them all together and given them these diaries because they are part of the game that will decide who will be the next god.
I mean, especially a death game. I think teenagers should definitely be involved to become god of the new world. They definitely have all of their development done to be able to make strong decisions.
Well, they even had a kid, like literally like a little kid in there.
He was like
it was one of the
4.
contestants. So, I mean, apparently God doesn't think that you're too young to be God.
I mean, everybody has
whenever.
a chance. start them young, kids. If you want to be God, just get your phone out or your picture book or whatever.
Keep a diary because it could be
Keep a diary.
Could be what
Keep a log.
Turns the tide for you.
It's like a resume of your life, and the more you have, they say one page is usually enough, but I think multiple could be the answer. Anyway, so yeah, that's what the anime is about. Where did we watch this, Amy?
We watched this on Hulu, and they did have the dubbed version there. But I do know you can also find it on Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Yeah, Hulu was good though. I think to be honest though, this is my opinion. They have the worst subtitles of the streaming services. They're pretty bad. They're tiny, and these glasses aren't just for show.
But they had the dubbed, so we did dubbed.
We did do dubbed. The voice actors in general, like maybe we should start talking about that when we talk about dub. How'd you feel about the voice actors in the dub?
Well, as Greg will probably tell you guys multiple times, is I'm not very good at saying, like, that's a bad voice actor. It has to be, like, super bad for me to feel like they're bad.
She's a nice person. I'm very critical.
I just don't see that they're bad, but I feel like all of them are really good, and I don't have any problems.
Yeah, I think all of them are really good. They had, like, an all-star cast. Like, wasn't the main character, isn't that the guy from Devil's a Part-Timer?
Yeah, I believe it is.
So these are, like, the staple good voice actors. So in dub, I think you're getting a good show there. The sub, I've got some thoughts because I've seen this in both dub and sub, and I think I actually enjoyed it more in the dub version here. So, well, talking about the characters, the main one, Yuki. What'd you think of Yuki? What's Yuki all about?
Yuki is kind of really, really annoying because I just don't understand his motivations at all. He's like.
He's kind of a manipulator. He doesn't want to be. He tries to play like the I'm a kid act, but he's in the middle of a death game. You got to grow up.
I mean, he does nothing. He doesn't want to do anything. And he's just kind of along for the ride to not die. And I'm just like, come on.
So high praise.
I don't understand his motivations or why he does things. And I'm like, you're an idiot. Yeah. And I just...
He got... Yeah, we're not into the plot yet, but we're still going over the characters. But there's something about the plot that I'm like, why? What about Yuno? So Yuno is the pink-haired girl, very anime girl, very...
You know who she is.
Flowery,
She's
very You know. You know. Anyways, yes,
I bet she gets that all the time in English, you know.
All the time.
Yeah.
So she's a very stable individual. Definitely has her facilities. Great family life.
Did we watch the same anime?
Okay, I'm lying. It's a complete opposite. So she's basically crazy about Yuki. And I don't use the word crazy. Oh, hyperbolically. No, literally
She's
crazy.
nutso.
Most of the shots of her being like, "Hi, Yuki." And it's like, holy crap. Calm down. Calm down. But the fact that she's a cute anime girl.
Major stalker.
But they like
But
justify her. She's a yandere. That's the literal. She's literally a yandere. I can't think of a more yandere person. But I think, we won't get into it yet, but her background makes a lot of justification.
No, it doesn't.
It might. A little bit.
Only for him. For me, I'm just like, she's just crazy. It's just that she's just crazy, okay?
Yeah. So, moving on. So the first, not the first one he interacts with, the first future diary holder that Yuki fights, Minane.
I think it's Minane, yeah.
Minane, yeah. So she's got quite the explosive personality, because she's a bomber.
Yeah.
A terrorist. Yes. She's in, like, you'd think she's going to be just a small thing, but she's in it throughout the entire... She doesn't change, but she changes? I guess that's contradictory, but she's, like, still her, but still does some different things. So, I think she's interesting. But I guess why she's been so neutral, I never really figured out in the end, but...
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's a main character, but then I feel like at the end you realize that she's kind of a main character that goes throughout the whole story.
Yeah, and then there's Murmur, who is at the end of every episode.
She's recruiting the people for future diaries.
Yes, or like, yeah, actually she is. What am I kidding? She's literally recruiting people for the future diary.
She's like, okay, here's your future diary. Good luck in the game. Don't die.
Interesting positions, but she ends up being a huge part of the plot overall. I liked her as a character. I think she developed. She didn't like stagnate or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of interesting that, she, at first you just think that she's this kind of just the comedy or whatever, like, for like these like comedic little bits at the end, and then you realize that she does have a big role to play, and there is a reason that she's there.
So. And then there's Deus,
who's God.
Yeah.
He's in charge of this whole thing.
And so he gathers all the people, and he's like, you will all be fighting to be God and stuff, and I won't tell you all the powers of God, but you're fighting for it.
Yeah. You don't even really get to be asked whether you want to be in there. He's just like, and go. Good luck.
I think, could you turn him down? Was that an option?
I don't really
They didn't really make
so.
it clear.
Yuki didn't even know he was in this game until after he was trying to be killed.
They were all kind of after the fact.
No, I feel like everybody but Yuki at least knew a little bit about it, and Yuki was just like, what? I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah,
I just showed up today.
Just to be clear, the plot is him fighting all these other people to become God, and he works alongside with Yuno to get to that point. And eventually he makes some school friends, and they help build him up to fight this great fight. So, yeah. Should we? So this anime is really tough not to just dive into the spoilers.
I think, this is the kind of anime you have to experience. Mm-hmm. There's not really anything that we can really say that's...
So, I guess the preface is, if you enjoy a death anime, a crazy girlfriend, and
just everything being nuts. If you like to watch just seeing spin out of control and go nuts,
and you really can't predict how this is going to go. So, anyways...
I think we should just cut straight to spoilers.
Yeah, at this point. Where do you put it, the timer for the spoilers?
It's literally in the time bar.
Oh, okay. So go to the time bar point in the spoilers, and we'll give them a minute though. Just a second.
A whole minute?
Well, not like a whole
sitting
minute.
Here a whole minute?
That would be a long time.
Just smiling crazily at them? Are we going to be like a smile?
You saw me holding my phone. I'm addicted to that thing. I can't be idle for a minute. Anyways, okay. So if you haven't seen the spoilers, here's the spoilers. How about you explain it? Because I've seen it twice, so I'm curious how you would explain the spoilers to...
Explain, like...
What spoiler... So I guess at the end, like, basically the motivation for first, Yuno's motivation is to just live. Or, sorry, Yuki's motivation is just to live. Mm-hmm. And all of the people target him in the beginning. It is not...
Everyone's after him. He's number one, and like, everyone has a number. And he's number one, and it's like, there are other numbers out there to fight. They
don't fight they barely fight each other, like, in the middle and the end. But they're all, like, they're basically focused on one, and then maybe if somebody gets caught in the crossfire. So everyone aims for him at the get-go, and it's just like, whoa, this guy's 16-year-old, and he has darts. Yeah, what a threat.
So, I guess because you wanted me to kind of explain like what the plot is.
Well, I mean, like I
story?
think the spoiler is that they all aim for him, right? And so then like, I mean, that's where do you start from there? This is where it gets harder to.
So he basically, I would say, is that everyone's aiming for him, and he's fighting for his life throughout, and with the help of
Yep. Who's crazy about him? Her diary is to stalk him.
Again, we established she's a stalker.
But this is literally her power is to read the future of he's gonna use the restroom and like follows him.
So and then his parents end up. So he's not really in the game, like because he wants to be.
Yeah, he's just surviving. Yeah.
Then his parents die.
Mm-hmm.
The dad kills the mom, and then the dad ends up dying.
Yeah, he gets assassinated by another person.
And then he wants to become God so he can reverse that.
Mm-hmm.
And he just ends up going nutso with,
Like, he starts wearing, like, a trench coat and becomes that kid.
He's like, let's just kill everybody.
Yeah.
And then he finds out that he can't really bring everybody back.
At the last minute.
After he's already killed basically everybody.
Yeah. So then he's like, because he justified killing, like, he ends up killing his friends.
Everybody he knows.
Like, the world's falling apart, and then it's just him and Yuno, and eventually Yuno's like, yeah, you can't bring everyone back because
that's not how God works.
Yeah.
And then, there ends up being time travel at the very end of this. Is that time travel's a thing, and you find out that Yuno is from the future self who became God and then killed her past self to become the past self.
So she was in World 1, moved to World 2 because she went into the past. It's one of those time travel things where they make a new world. And so she kills Yuno 2 to become Yuno 2, but she's still Yuno 1 to play that game again.
And there ends up being a World 3, and then it ends up being a romance.
Yeah, at the very end, Yuki wins. I say that because he ends up killing Yuno, who was the last person.
Well, no, Yuno kills herself.
But he doesn't... Okay, yeah, she does.
Yeah, she kills herself.
Whatever. Anyway, so Yuno kills herself, so Yuki wins, and he's all alone in darkness. And he's like, I don't even care. Yeah, because he's a teenager. A teenager becoming God. And so in World 3, which they made because they were fighting and they were time traveling, it becomes like everything went well world. Like everything that could have gone well went well.
And then Yuno 3 ends up getting, 2 or 1's memories. And it's like, I'm going to go be with him forever and let's have a world together.
And they ended very flowery and like rom-com-y. Like they start off with a beach episode. Like literally a beach episode when it's just like this girl was drugged him and like kidnapped him. Like there's some crazy stuff that happens. Like I don't even want to, unless you watch it.
And how do you fall in love with somebody who literally is nutso? She kills her past self.
Yep.
She drugs him after he decides that he's going to be her boyfriend.
Yeah.
They end up murdering a whole bunch of people together.
So many people. Like she got her hands dirty. She just. If you watch the anime, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But like, so just to clarify her background, her parents put her in a cage and fed her straw.
No, she ate the straw because she was eating the tatami because she was starving.
Anyway, so she was starving in a cage and then eventually caged her parents, killing them, and then that's what drove her to be crazy.
And then she also suppressed her memories so that way she could, pretend that they didn't exist.
How'd she suppress her memories?
Remember, like, she has those times where, like, she doesn't remember things from the past,
well,
she's suppressing her memories.
She's gone crazy, and she's just like, I don't remember that, and it's like...
If you think we're just talking about it's because basically she's the overpowering personality of this soul.
I was going to say she's basically the main character without being the main character.
Yeah.
It's about her story.
It really
How she dressed up as a rabbit and ruined his love life.
As a rabbit?
She remember in the mall?
That's right. That's right.
So that's all. It's all about It's like at the end of this anime. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about the animation. It's an older. When I say older, it's like 2011, 2008.
You said 2008 earlier.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
I didn't look.
So it's good. It holds up. I think you can watch it at any point. You're not like disrupted by how old it is or anything like that. It doesn't. And the voice actors mentioned it's a good cast, so you can listen to it there. But what were your thoughts on the anime, the action, the moving picture?
I mean, overall, I thought the animation was really good. I liked the art style and everything. The openings are not my favorite. They're much creepier.
But the openings have so many spoilers in them.
Let's just say we don't care about your spoiler hating self, but especially the first opening, there's 2 different openings. The first opening is like really, really creepy, like even creepier than the actual story, and I was just like, I don't want to watch this opening ever again. So that's how I feel about both of them pretty much, is it's like they're They're pretty disturbing.
Yeah, they are, but I like them.
So I'm not really a fan of the openings, but overall it was like well done.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go on to ending thoughts. Would you recommend this anime?
I would only recommend this anime for. It's really hard. Like I don't really feel like I recommend this anime unless you're one of those people who just really love crazy like psycho thriller. Everything goes batshit. Like I don't really.
She's just a cute anime girl, though, Amy. Just a cute little anime girl.
I still
I think we're on the same page. It's like staring at the sun. Like your friend dared you to, and eventually you go blind. But your friend dared you to, and you're not going to lose a dare. So take a glance. Let your eyes burn a little bit.
For me personally, I would never watch this anime again.
I wouldn't watch it a third time.
You barely watched it a second time.
I watched it the second time just to see the look on your face. I was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, yeah. There is no god in this world.
If this whole thing doesn't sound like your kind of thing, then don't even bother.
So I'm not even. I don't have a quirky rating. What would you give this out of 10?
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing that's hard for me to rate it is because even though I don't really like the anime and I can't really recommend it, I didn't, like, it wasn't like forcing me to watch it because I wanted to, by the end, I was just like, okay, now I got to see, like, what happens.
Right, you're looking at the sun. It's burning your eyes, but you got to win.
So, I guess I would say maybe a 6 out of 10.
I was going to say 6. It's like a 6er. It's one of those, like, it's a Nicolas Cage movie of an anime. Like, you watch it for... What is one of his dumb lines? It's like, drop the bunny now. Like he's just Nicolas Cage. I'm sorry, you're awful as an actor, but you kind of lead into it. But anyway, so 6 out of 10 for me. Nicolas Cage rating.
I was gonna say this ends up being a review about Nicolas Cage.
Well, we can, maybe we'll talk about actors one day, but right now we're sticking on anime. So, anyways, check it out if you want to get your mind. Like twisted up and untwisted and then retwisted again. So.
And then to wonder why you watched it in the first place.
Yeah, because we thought it was funny to stare at your girlfriend while she goes, "Oh my god," the whole time because that's kind of what this anime kind of pulls out of you. So. Yeah.
So we'd love to know your opinions if you've watched it. Please let us know.
I would love to know your opinions.
Is this like if it's your favorite anime? I'd love to know why. Because I really don't get it.
So let me know if you think it's a rom-com like I do.
It's not a rom-com.
Support your reasoning as well.
It shouldn't be rom-com. The ending's terrible.
It's hilarious. It's romantic. It's a comedy. It's about two people coming together, even if they have to murder everyone along the way. So, especially family members.
Yeah.
A lot of
great.
Them, several times over.
Wonderful.
Okay. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoyed the review. We'll catch you all in the next one.
And we'll see you then.
All right. Take care.